Hello and welcome to another Betfred Sports video right here in the Quest Media Network studio. Peter, there's only one thing to talk about from last weekend, and that's the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is no longer the Manchester United manager. And after the 4-1 defeat at Watford, it was always going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the odds on Watford beating United 4-1 were 100 to 1, so it shows what a shock it was. We had one winner at Betfred, a guy from Bury. He had £2 on it. So that's an indication of what an astonishing result that was.
Yeah.
But the writing's been on the cards for some time now with Solskjaer. Obviously the Liverpool and City defeats, the way that, in my opinion, the team wasn't managed correctly. It seemed like the big time Charlies were getting themselves in the team, come what may. Even if the form dipped or they were injured or whatever, they were still played. I think they should have concentrated on doing the job in hand, because it's all right I'm tweeting now saying, oh, you've done a great job for us, Ollie, and all the rest of it. They should have done it when they were on the pitch. Yeah. That's when they should have done it. And they should have done it at Watford, for instance. Well, it was incredible.
It was Bruno Fernandes after the game. He was the one who was going up to the fans, basically saying, you know, it's on us this, it's not just on the manager, it's a collective effort. Do it on the pitch, like you said.
Yeah, well, he would say that. It's not him being sacked, is it? The players are still there. Those players have got to start playing a tune now. They've got to do something. Yeah. There's so many of them dips in form. You can't say any of them are anything like as good as they should be on paper. I mean, the odds now for United to win the league, 100 to 1. They're 8th place. It's incredible how they've dipped in form. And remember, in August, they were 5 to 1. Yeah. Some people were putting them as favourites because of the team that Solskjaer had built up, but they just didn't perform as a unit. They were playing as individuals. I might as well do the odds now. Betfred have City 8 to 11 favourites. Chelsea second favourites 5 to 2. Liverpool 4 to 1. Next up are West Ham and Manchester United at 100 to 1. So it's clear all the money is on those three teams. And no wonder after the performances this weekend, because each of those three had a thumping great victory to really ram home the point. We are the big three here. Never mind big four or top four. It's three teams will be competing for the league this year. City, Chelsea and Liverpool, and probably in that order.
Yeah, absolutely. As Peter mentioned then, some big victories at the weekend. Liverpool thrashing Arsenal 4-0 at Anfield. Arsenal in that game, saw the highlights, absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, they were. It just shows how good Liverpool are. But the pressing performance of Liverpool was outstanding. Arsenal just don't have anywhere to go with the ball. And they've got some good players as well.
Yep, they certainly have. Elsewhere at the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City beat Everton 3-0. Peter, pretty much another walkover. Rafa Benitez, what is going on at Goodison Park? He just can't see to get him going.
No, you've got to give him some sympathy, because they have suffered from a lot of injuries to key players as well. But it was just a matter of time before City should put the steamroller in place and just roll over Everton, and they did so for a very, very convincing win. I remind you a little bit of the United game where they just held back, won it, so why bust the gut and score more goals?
Yep, absolutely. And table topping Chelsea, comprehensive victory at Leicester City. Leicester City under Brendan Rodgers, I think they are a bit of an underdog. They can possibly challenge for top four, but Chelsea just ran riot with them, didn't they, really?
Well, you mentioned Brendan Rodgers. I mean, he's right up there in the odds to take over from Solskjaer. I've got the odds for that now. He is now second favourite. I'll say that again. He's now third favourite, 7 to 2 with Betfred, to be the new United manager. There's been reports that he's been looking at property in the Golden Triangle of Cheshire, that takes in Pressbury, Winslow and places like that. So I think he would be, he'd walk it up the motorway if United would pay the compensation to Leicester. But he is only third favourite. That's behind Pochettino, who is the outright favourite now. He's 3 to 1 with us. Rodgers is 7 to 2. Michael Carrick's 7 to 2, because Betfred pay out on after 10 games as the permanent manager. So Carrick's got a chance of keeping that position till then. Zinedine Zidane, who frankly I think could be the best because of his Champions League pedigree, doesn't know the players, would come in completely clean slate for the vast majority of them. And there'd be big changes, and they would look up to him big time because of what he's achieved in the game, like 3 Champions League at Real Madrid. He's dropped a little now to 5-1. He was favourite yesterday. That's on the back of him saying he doesn't want to come to Old Trafford now. He'd rather wait until the summer. But of course, needs must. United are, in my opinion, not going to go to the end of the season with Michael Carrick there.
Absolutely not.
So I think it'll be sooner rather than later. We've got people like Darren Fletcher 20-1, Roberto Martinez is 33-1, Alex Ferguson come back for him 33-1.
If only.
And Wayne Rooney's 50-1, Phil Neville 50-1, Gareth Southgate. Now there's an interesting one. He's 50-1. And then if you really want to have some pub, Pep Guardiola 100-1. People laugh about it, but the fact is, Sir Alex Ferguson did earmark him as his natural successor not that many years ago now. He's obviously done fantastic work at City. Very, very unlikely to happen, of course. But he's 100-1 if you think it could be on.
Well, that would certainly ruffle some feathers if Pep Guardiola was to make the switch to Manchester United. But as Peter said then, Mauricio Pochettino is the favourite to become the next Manchester United manager. He will be on the other side of Manchester on Wednesday night when he takes his PSG side to Manchester City in the Champions League. Peter, what are the odds looking like for this one?
Well, I think the odds will be out for trying to spot the journalists watching every single move of Pochettino when he comes to Manchester and see whether there's any contact at all that United, because it is a dream opportunity for United to try and have some kind of conversation with him at the very least. City odds on to beat PSG 7-10, PSG 19-5, draw 16-5. Again, it's very difficult to go for the first goal scorer for City, but we've got Foden, Jesus, Mahrez and Sterling all 11-2 to score first. You just don't know what team is going to pick. PSG, team of all-stars. These are the stars that Pochettino doesn't actually enjoy managing, if you believe the reports. But Mbappe and Messi are 13-2 to score first. Neymar 17-2 to score first. So that'll be one fantastic occasion when City play PSG on Wednesday night. A
talent inside, without doubt. But just looking at City's win against Everton on Sunday, it was Raheem Sterling who opened the scoring. Now, we said on last Friday's Betfred Sports Talk that he's potentially going to move to Barcelona. Maybe he wants to go, maybe he doesn't. But, you know, he's putting in a good display at Manchester City recently.
Yeah, he's been given his chance and he's taken it. I mean, the goal that he did score reminded me very much of... who am I thinking of? That's centre forward, isn't it? That's Aguero. Yeah, so that goal he did score very much reminded me of the way that Aguero would have put it away. It was excellently taken. But that's Sterling all over. If it's instinct, he scores. If he has to think about it, doesn't necessarily score. So he's been given that chance, but maybe he's determined to put himself in the shop window. You never know how the footballers think. And even if he did leave Manchester City, it's not like he's going in any kind of shame, because they have got some great players coming through now. He'd go having played his part in City's success over the last few years.
Well, one man who has played his part in City's success over the past few years, like I said then, Sergio Aguero. Unfortunately, he's had to retire from football due to heart complications. Quite sad, really, but, you know, he's had a great career, arguably one of the best strikers in the world. You know, it is sad, but he's had a great career.
Well, all-time City's top goal scorer, superb player who looked after himself brilliantly. And played a lot of his time at City with an injury, but it didn't quite fit what Guardiola was looking for in strikers, i.e. all action, pressurising of the defenders. And his time came and went, and he moved on, and it's had a sad ending. But he'll bounce back. I'm sure he may end up being a manager.
Who knows? Maybe Sergio Aguero could be the next Manchester United manager. And of course on Tuesday night, Manchester United make the trip to Villarreal in the Champions League. They'll be hoping to bounce back from that horrible defeat at Watford on Saturday. Peter, what are the odds looking like for this one?
Well, I do expect there to be a big reaction to what's been happening on Sunday vis-a-vis Solskjaer's position. So I think the players will be looking to kind of put it right in their own minds and play to something like the ability that they're capable of. Villarreal 15-8, United to pick up all 3 points, 6-4, draw 5-2. And Ronaldo, predictably enough, is 3-1 to score first.
Well, it's been great speaking to you once again, Peter. And if you do fancy a punt on any of the upcoming Champions League ties, because of course on Tuesday it's Villarreal taking on Manchester United, and then 24 hours later Manchester City host PSG. If you do fancy a punt on those fixtures, Betfred stores are now open, but you can also bet online via their app.